All right, what's up guys? So this is part 2 of the garage renovations. I began over here, finishing this wall with tongue and groove to match the tongue and groove on this side right here. You can see the wood's still a little bit lighter. It's all pine, but the one to the right is several years old, so it's darkened a little bit. So that was the beginning of the renovations. So this workbench here was the workbench extension from over here in that corner, which was completely nailed into the walls, and it was quite a pain in the ass to take out. So once we took it out, I was in a position where I couldn't just put it freestanding, and also this grade in this cement, it's on a decline to the exit. So I guess this is if you want to wash cars or whatever out here. The water would drain out. So we had to add these arms back here. A buddy of mine came over and helped me out with this, and we used those to level it coming down through the bottom underneath here to get the proper pitch and everything to match what the floor is. So I went to Depot today after work. I picked up these 2x12s. So you could see here, these are still just bare. I didn't screw these in yet. I literally just brought these home and dropped them off. I removed the old countertops because it was just kind of like thinner, chintzier wood. These are a little bit juicier and beefier, so I think I might run them as is, or I can also make stainless tops for them and then just use that as my work surface. But now the other plus side is that this bench is modular, so I could pull this out from the wall if I needed to get behind there. So after stocking up on hardware tonight, I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup, and I'm going to start working on this section of bench right here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it along this wall behind the BMW and S2000, and I'm going to kind of keep it more towards this side, but I'm also going to reduce it. The tables are 33 inches deep. So to be able to still pull a car in and out, I'm going to pull these tops off here, and I'm going to cut it 24 inches, shorten them, and build the backs out to put them along that wall. So this way, when I pull a car in and the table's over to the wall, I have plenty of space here where I can kind of come out at an angle. I don't know how I'm going to get this on the camera. Let me come over here. So if I pull a car in through this door, these are pretty wide bays. So with the table off to the right, I have plenty of room. You can see the door breaking out to kind of bring a car over to the left here, away from the bench, and then be able to utilize the bench while I'm working on the car. So that's where I'm at with this phase. I'll do a little update in a little while, see how far I get tonight, and then I'll probably end up posting this video tomorrow because these are easy and they don't require any editing. I like it. It's very good, very efficient. So I'll be back shortly. So before I dismantle this section of bench, just want to show you guys what I'm working with. As you can see, I took the tops off of here, but I always had this gap running down, and like I said, I think this is because of the guy's wood equipment that he had set up down here, and these are cut in a very unusual way. However, I could close this gap right here because it's just held in place by that tabletop there, and I'm going to scrunch that together. I can use the bottoms of these to form cabinets or just lower storage, and I'm probably just going to lay my 2x12s all the way across this. I guess this is okay. I could either trim this out here, or I can just use this kind of as like a little like desk shelf or something to put some pencils or pens, but I think that will work. You could see that the wall is not painted behind where the benches were. So while I was at Home Depot today, I took some paint flecks and brought them into them. They did a sample on it, and they mixed me up a color. It looks like it's a pretty close match. So once this is all out of here, I will go ahead and paint the wall, And you could see here when I treated the floors, I only did up to where the benches were. So I have some more of this rust bullet coming in on Friday. And I'm going to do, because this is kind of worn concrete, I'm going to do an acid etch on it, and then do a degrease, wash it, let it dry, and then I'm going to coat it with a couple coats of the rust bullet. And like I said in my previous video, I'm going to spot treat the floor elsewhere. So that is where I'm at. Time to start ripping these benches out. Alright, I think I'm done for the night. I'm running out of steam and I gotta work tomorrow. So, I ended up changing what I wanted to do a little bit. I cut out these sections here. So now this is all gone. So this is the clearance that I needed to be able to back cars in and fit them comfortably, so the noses of them just kind of start to meet this pole. Maybe a few inches past, but you could see the bays are wide. So I could back my cars in here. It's still a mess. I'm not going to do any cleanup tonight. I'm going to finish this tomorrow. But what I ended up doing differently from what I mentioned before is I ended up cutting these benches into 3 pieces, and I made a bench for over here, which I got to make back legs for the back of it to support it, and I got to do a countertop. But I figure I want to have some bench space out here, so I jammed this guy over here in the corner, and be good to have a little bit of space. Like I said, I want to be able to back a car up against this wall. The toolbox is going over to the other side here. But at least this way I still have some bench out here. I'm leaving the cabinets because the cabinets are nice and I don't need to move them in order to park underneath them. They're plenty of height. But it would be nice to have like a tabletop. Eventually I'll probably get like a wheelie cart or something for out here, one of those wheelie toolboxes to maneuver around. So this is kind of a mess in here, but here's the second bench that I formed. This is obviously not finished here, but I joined the 2 parts of the 2 benches there. I got to make a backing for it. I just did the feet and leveled it for tonight. Like I said, the floor's got a pitch to it, so I had to account for that when I was making the feet for it. But this is 24 inches. It's not as wide as the other ones, so I can get away with 2 of the 2x12s. Obviously all these cars are not going to be parked here once this is all finished. And then over on this side, I just laid the 2x12s for the countertops, and got the gaps as tight as I can. I think these will do pretty nice. I'll probably leave them for a little bit. Maybe eventually I'll do like some stainless tops or something for them if I really want to get fancy. But the whole wall with all the wood and everything looks really nice. And even the bottom shelves here, I don't even know if I really have to do anything to like close these in. I know somebody who does cabinets and stuff, so I may entertain a quote for doing maybe cabinets on the sides and then drawers in the middle or something. Might be nice. Look at the cars. Everything's just like just like crammed out here. I didn't want to push anything outside and leave it outside. So that's kind of where I'm leaving off for tonight. Like I said, toolbox is going to go over there. So tomorrow when I continue with this, I'm going to focus on making the feet for over here and laying the top for that. I don't know if that's going to be there permanently because I may want to put a lift in this area one day for like more long-term builds, and then just kind of tuck it up over here. So I'm not gonna fix this to the wall. I'm just gonna build the backings to it so I can have a lower shelf, have it be sturdy enough, and then if I need to move it or get rid of it, I can do that. Like I said, I'll clean this up. I'm going to paint that wall. The floor coating will be here Friday, and I'll also focus on finishing that tomorrow as well. So that's it for part 2 of the Dream Garage build. I think this makes a lot more sense doing it this layout. Like I said, when I kind of got in here, it's really overwhelming. All the space. You come in here and it's a good sized space. So I just didn't know what to do with it. And every time I would park a car out here, I'm like, man, there's just a lot of wasted space. So I think this makes much more sense for the long run. So that's it. I'm having a lot of anxiety because I really hate this thing a mess. I've been keeping it so clean. So I'm really gonna hustle this week just to get it kind of all back together and cleaned up, because as soon as the floor coating comes here Friday, I just want to lay that down, and then by Sunday or whenever I can drive on it, I think it's 48 hours I can drive on it. When Sunday comes, I want to move everything in its permanent place. So stay tuned. I'll do another one after I make more progress. Thanks for tuning in. That's it for this one. Done.